Welcome to the Daily Millwall for Saturday, the 9th of January 2021. And today is match day, and we had a decent result against Boreham Wood. We won 2-0 the FA Cup third round, and we're going to get into it. Watching the game, my reaction was it was an enjoyable game to watch. We were attacking a lot, which has been lacking so far in our league form. It's good to see us attacking. But yeah, it was a lot better than previous league games. I think Danny McNamara done okay. Tyler Burry done okay. Frank Fielding didn't have much to do. It's good to see Ryan Leddard in the middle. Made a real difference. Made a massive difference. Malone did okay going forward. Left a few gaps at the back. They had a really good chance with Matt Reed. That was caused by the gap from Malone going forward, and then Cooper had to come across, and Pierce had to come across as well, and that nearly let Matt Reed in. And we were only 1-0 up at that point. That could have been 1-1, and it would have been a bit nervy. And it was, to be honest with you, right from the start, it was a bit nervy for me, because in the first minute, Cooper gave away a free kick just outside the area, and he got booked for that. And then they had a shot on goal, and if it was against Frank Fielding, who'd come in. So here we go, first minute, he's going to get a shot at him. Well, how's he going to react to this? What's going to happen? And luckily, the guy who took the free kick just put it over, so we didn't really get to find out if Frank would have handled it, punched it, grabbed it, tipped it over. Didn't need to, but right from that first minute, it's a bit worrying. But then after that, it done okay. So after the second half, when we come out in the second half, Boreham Wood clearly figured a few things out and started playing a bit better. But they couldn't really transition from midfield to attack. Their right attackers were quite isolated. So I'm saying, or they were doing too much defending, so the midfielders were doing too much defending from our attacks, so they couldn't really link up with their attackers, so they were quite isolated. Yeah, we had a lot of shots. You'll find tomorrow in the Stat Sunday video I'm going to do. But we had like 29 shots. They had 4. So it was a pretty one-sided game on the stats. But if you were watching it, there was something missing. There was something missing, and I think what stood out to me as well was Troy Parrott. I know he had a touch in setting the goal up, played a 1-2 with Malone, but the rest of his play, I don't think it was up to a decent standard. I mean, he was playing against Boreham Wood. If you can't shine against Boreham Wood when you're a Premiership player on loan to the Championship, then I think there's something wrong. I know he's the next big hope for the Irish team. They're looking for a striker. They haven't had a proper decent striker since Robbie Keane in the national team. But if you're thinking about Troy Parrott being that man, yeah, I don't think so. Doesn't seem I don't know, there's something wrong with him. Maybe he's not happy, maybe it's all this lockdown stuff. I don't know. But I think he was the only standout player not to be firing on all cylinders. Yesterday, that's what I got from watching it. But let's have a look and see. We got the match report from the official website, millfc.co.uk, on screen. We're gonna have a little read through, and let's go down and have a look at the team. So the changes were Fielding came in instead of Bart. Bart got a day off sitting on the bench. Did Zohor come in? Pierce started. Malone started because Murray Wallace was suspended. Leonard came back in. McNamara started instead of Romeo. Romeo was on the bench. And Parrott started. And Tyler Burry started. And Jed Wallace was on the bench. And yeah, Zohor scored and from that 1-2 pass between Malone and Parrott, and then Malone laid it off to Zohor. And Hutchinson scored from a Malone corner, so Malone had 2 assists. I'm going to read here. Goals from Kenneth Zohor and Sean Hutchinson sent Millwall into the 4th round of the Emirates FA Cup on Saturday afternoon, 2-0 win at Boreham Wood. The Dane found the net in the first half to open the scoring before Hutchinson powered home a header with 15 minutes remaining to seal a place in Monday night's draw. Gary Rowett made numerous changes to his starting 11 for the trip to Meadow Park, with the likes of Frank Fielding, Zohor, Danny McNamara, Troy Parrott, Tyler Burry all hands started in berths. The host fashions the first chance of the afternoon as Jake Cooper. That's not written properly there. I think that says supposed to be was, as Jake Cooper was incredibly booked for the first out of the game, but they went wide of Fielding's far post from there. The Lions took hold of the proceedings and created 2 corner kicks, but they came to nothing. Parrott then struck wide from distance in the 5th minute. Yeah, Jake Cooper got booked in at the start there, and there was another thing later on. He could have got sent off, but he didn't. So I think we got a bit lucky with that. Yeah, the rest of the match reports, not a lot going on there. I mean, if you watched the game is on BT Sport Extra free. If you watched it, if you didn't, you can get the highlights on YouTube. You can go to the FA Cup channel on YouTube. We go to BT Sport channel on YouTube, and you could find it on there. Just check them out. Let's go to see what the actual reactions from the managers were, and this is from news@den.co.uk. And Millwall manager gives his verdict on Danny McNamara and Tyler Burry after milestone moments in their fledgling careers. Gary Rowett feels Danny McNamara's successful loan spell with St Johnstone has given him more confidence and belief and a bigger standing in the squad after the defender's senior debut on Saturday. McNamara, 22, played right wing back and impressed in Millwall's 2-0 win at Boreham Wood. Tyler Burry made his full debut, and Rowett felt the winger showed glimpses of his talent. McNamara was recalled after 22 appearances for Callum Davidson's Saints in the first half of the season. I thought he was excellent, Rowett said. It's a formation he knows all about, having played at St Johnstone for 4 months. What you see as a young player that before I didn't quite feel he had enough to impact the first team group, but he's gone out and proved it on loan. He's been to Newport and Havant and Waterlooville on loan. He's had to earn the right. What you saw is a player coming back confident with a bit more belief in his own ability and a bigger standing in the group. It was nice to see Tyler Burry on the bench, on the pitch from the start. There was a lot for him to learn, but he's got the attributes to be an exciting player for years to come. But Danny in particular, I felt, played with real composure. I thought they both done really well. Moving on. And this is also from londonnewsonline.co.uk. More quotes from the manager. This is the headline is Mill boss gives his verdict on FA Cup victory, performance of debutant Danny McNamara. And we're going to go down to the quote from Gary Rowett. Gary Rowett said, really professional. It's always difficult. We're coming off the back of not the most confidence and not the best results. You look at playing against a highly motivated non-league side. Their facilities are good and they are well organised well. They've won their last 5 in the league, and they've probably sensed a bit of an opportunity. To take that opportunity away, you've got to have the correct mentality. If your mentality is right and you work hard enough, then our ability and energy will shine through in the end. I think it did. We'd have liked to have done it for longer periods. The first goal was well worked, and I think we had 29 shots to their 4. It was pretty dominant. We should have scored more goals, but while it's 1-0, the game hangs in the balance. You only have to make one mistake. There was a lot of pressure on the referee every time someone went down in the box. There was a tackle, there was an appeal for a penalty, which is fine. That's what you're going to do. You managed the game reasonably well. It was a physical game. We moved the ball around for a period after both goals, and that's confidence. You can't give players that. The scoreline and state of the game dictates that. We've got to do that when the game is 0-0. The second goal is a corner set piece routine that we've worked on. That takes the game away from Boreham Wood. If that doesn't go in, and we continue not to cause them harm, cause them enough problems from set pieces, then it gives them a chance of their own. I'm not going to get too carried away, but it's a step in the right direction. It could have been a really difficult tie. As the Millwall manager, you feel you've only got something to lose in these type of games, and therefore I'm pleased with the way we didn't really allow Boreham Wood a chance to get anything from that game. Rowett made 8 changes for the trip to the National League side, including handing the debut to McNamara at right wing back. Rowett just says basically what he said in the story before about how Danny played the formation in St Johnstone so he could slip back in. There's a little bit of an extra quote in regards to Tyler Borey. It says, in Tyler Borey and 3 or 4 behind that, we've got players who are very talented young Millwall players, which is what we want. Tyler's got all the raw ingredients, but sometimes it is that game management and game knowledge that doesn't come being a young player. It maybe harmed him getting into better positions at times. I don't know what that means. Maybe if it was being a bit flash, being a bit overconfident, shooting when he should have passed it. But he had a decent shot. He had a good chance. I don't know. It was his chance to take. There was no way. He wasn't being greedy with that. I don't know if he's talking about that or other things that went on in the game. But he made a chance by closing down the second ball and taking it off the Boreham Wood defender's foot, and then he hit it towards goal. I mean, you can't. If he's expecting him to lay that off to someone else, no, I think he's been a bit harsh there. And here we go with some more quotes from Gary Rowett. This is from news@den.co.uk. Millwall boss Gary Rowett on his hopes that the win over Boreham Wood spurs league revival. Let's have a look here. Yeah, they're basically talking about the game. And if we go down here at the end, he said, we had a tetchy first 10-15. They're very direct into Matt Reed, and he causes problems. Once the first goal went in, it was an excellent goal. We settled down. 29 shots, therefore, showed our dominance in the game, the control we had. But because we didn't finish off those chances and take the game away from Boreham Wood, while it remains at 1-0, it still gives them an opportunity. They kept going, and I was really impressed with them today. I thought they were excellent. Any game you win gives you confidence. I'm not going to lie, as a Millwall manager coming to a place like this, you feel you've got something to lose. So it's nice to get through it and have some positives that we can build on. I don't think it's going to necessarily make our league games any easier, but we showed some of the character and ability to stay close together and compact as a team to deal with different ways of defending. To then attack with that confidence is something we can take forward. We'll be looking to build on that performance with what's going to be an hectic schedule. And hectic is, yeah, that's the word. We've got now going to play Bournemouth on Tuesday, Bournemouth away. Then we've got Forest on the Saturday away. Then we've got Huddersfield on a Wednesday away. That's another away. We've got 4 away games in a row, including one today. And it could be 5, because what's happened now is the Norwich game is at home is going to be postponed on Saturday the 23rd. because that is a round for that's the date for the FA Cup 4th round, and we're going to find out who we play in that on Monday, and we're also going to find out who we play in the 5th round if we get through, because they're doing both of the draws at the same time, so they can work out the scheduling for the TV and stuff in advance. So they're going to do the 4th and 5th round on the FA Cup draw on Monday. I think that's around 7 o'clock. It might be on BBC Two. I don't know. I'll let you know tomorrow. Yeah, and then so we've got an extra game now to play in the FA Cup. The Norwich game is going to be moved to a midweek game now, and this is it's not. I don't. You see today's game how many chances we had, 29 chances, and we only scored 2 goals. You're not going to get 29 chances against a team in the Championship. Not going to happen. We're not going to make that many chances. So that just lends to the feeling that we can't score, that we couldn't score in a brothel. That hasn't gone away. It's just because they were a team lower down in the league. There's a golfing quality. We were able to create more and more and more and more chances that a few of them were going to go in. But the conversion rate is still poor. We should have won that probably 4-5-0 at least, because we were attacking, we weren't defending, we weren't playing on the counter. We were dominating a game, and we still only won 2-0, which it was good. It was good to watch that we did that, but the fact that we only won 2-0 was quite worrying. Yeah, well, at least we're in the next round. Hey, we're in the next round. Let's see who we get tomorrow. Let's see who we get on Monday's draw. Yeah, let's see who we get. Bye for now. Bye bye.